See, well, I was going to make a video out here, but it's a little bit noisy. Um, it's kind of crazy how people are still believing in evolution and still being taught as fact, even though there's zero evidence of evolution. It's really annoying when you try to do science and everybody's talking about aliens and how aliens can make themselves appear, and because we made ourselves appear and stuff like that. It's just nonsense. It's not even science, not even close to science. So people are like saying, well, where's the proof of God? Where's the evidence of God? And they are proof of God. They are evidence of God. You can't have anything. How can you have something? Why is there something instead of nothing? It's because the something was made to exist. Obviously, the something was made to exist. Because everything has a cost. Everything costs something. It costs energy. How can there be energy when it can't make itself? Energy can't order itself. Everything is evidence of God. So how can you say there's no evidence of God? You want to see God. You want to know. You want God to prove Himself. Well, if you were to see God, you wouldn't even be living, because it's just the nature of the way we are. We can't see God, because if we did, we would die. Obviously, God is so much greater than we are, and it's just really not very smart to be asking for evidence of God when everything is evidence of God. Like, energy has to come from a greater energy. Energy can't make itself, it can't order itself, so energy didn't come from an equal amount or a lesser amount, because you have to have a flow of energy from a greater source to a lesser source of energy. You have to have an uneven gradient. When you have an uneven gradient of energy, that means the energy is ordered, or it came from a greater source to a lesser source. And so, it's not complicated. Where did that greater source come from? Came from a greater source. And it proves infinite potential. Infinite regress proves infinite potential. It proves God. Infinite possibilities proves God. Obviously, it took infinite possibilities for us to exist. It took infinite wisdom, infinite understanding, infinite knowledge, infinite strength. And people say, well, how can there be evil if God is perfect? Well, we are a creation. We're neither good nor bad. We're physical matter is neither good nor bad. What's good or bad is what our intent is. What our heart is either good or bad. And that doesn't depend on God. That's not what God does. It's what we choose to do. And if we exist in God as evil created beings, it proves there's a perfect provision for us to cover for us. So the existence of evil proves there's a provision to cover us for us with a perfect God, because if there wasn't a perfect God, we wouldn't exist, nothing would exist, everything would have self-destructed a long time ago. But the fact that we do exist proves that there's a perfect God and a perfect provision for us. So where is that perfect provision? The perfect provision was as soon as Adam and Eve sinned, word of the perfect provision was given to them to cover for their sin through the seed of the woman that would crush the serpent's head and make everything right again from what we did. But obviously we have to die because of our sin, because everything's going downhill. Everything is showing entropy. Everything's going to end. Of course, if there's an end, there was a beginning of the universe. If the universe has an end, it also had a beginning. And it takes great power and wisdom to order the universe. So we have evidence of a maker. We have evidence of a provision, the perfect provision that only God can provide for us himself. All our sins are on and against God, our maker. He has to cover for us himself because no one else can. It's the gospel right there. Infinite wisdom and understanding and are known. His eternal attributes are known from what is made.